that there's still issues with your ex. I mean, I just feel like you kind of cheated on me then.
No, I'm not cheated. You're not even committing to me, Kai.
I just feel like by that.
Let's just focus on that. Annie says, I'm not even cheating because you're not committing to me. So that would mean that before he arrived in Malta, there wasn't a couple. Because obviously Annie, got with her ex before obviously he arrived to Malta in particular. So in a nutshell, what I'm hearing here is that their relationship only started officially once he arrived, and it was their relationship before that. I'm just saying because, to be honest, when people use interesting words, you got to look for those little loopholes, the little technicalities. So if Annie's sitting there saying that you wouldn't commit to me, I do wonder. In fact, let's switch it around. I do wonder how much of their storyline was even legit, because in reality, if they were committed, then there would be no confusion of this behavior, if you see what I'm saying. But also on top of that, I also feel like this little bit of the storyline, feels rather forced in my opinion. But let's continue.
But from now on, I would have chosen you over him.
Do you mean that?
Yeah.
You would have. I don't
but
believe
you
that.
choose the nation
I don't
over
believe
me,
that. I don't
right?
believe that. Tis.
And it makes a point though, but you chose donation over me. I mean, obviously I get it. For his standpoint, he thinks, oh, but I didn't cheat because I was just doing my work. So technically I get it. But this is the problem. These two are having conversations on technicalities. For him, oh, well, donation is what I do. For her, it's, well, you wouldn't commit to me. This really exposes how weak their relationship is. And to be fair, how their relationship was pretty much fake in the first place. When I say fake, I don't mean necessarily fake for TV, but I mean like there was never anything genuine about it in the first place, with or without TV, if you dig what I'm saying. But we continue.
Doing the math, her ex did it before I had sex with her. So technically, there's a higher chance of her ex being the father.
Not being this.
You see, this is the thing that I can't fathom about this one. Why are they even talking about a potential chance of a baby? Because at the end of the day, we know that Annie isn't pregnant. Obviously, we know they did the whole scene of where she asked him to go and get the pill, which technically speaking, she should have got herself anyway, to be honest, because, you're better off looking after yourself rather than relying on someone else to look after yourself, especially if you're dealing with somebody that is selfish. You know what I mean? And some people may even say narcissist, but that is here or there. But nonetheless, though, how did they go from a conversation last week to when they spoke about Annie sleeping with her ex beforehand, it was a conversation that was dumbed down real quick and they just moved on, to then bring it back up this week in a more elevated way. And then also on top of that, going about a conversation last week where he was the bad guy for not getting her the pill that she requested, to now flipping it out this week where now she's the bad person because she may have got pregnant with somebody else, even though right now there's been no conversation of her being pregnant. So why this is even a conversation in the first place blows my mind. Therefore, I say this part of their storyline. Why even put this into the storyline, to be honest with you? It's clearly not genuine. It's clearly more fake than it is real. Because the timeline just doesn't make sense. And to be fair, I've noticed recently that when it comes to Sharp Entertainment, TLC, 90 Day, whatever, they've been very, very, very bad at their editing. But some of the editing has been very inconsistent. And that's how I've been able to identify, if you dig what I'm saying. But nonetheless, though, this whole thing going on with these two, yeah, okay.
I feel like you were trying to pin the baby on me.
Why? For what? I don't want to have a baby with Kyle. Definitely not.
I mean, with that being said, why would you sleep with him unprotected? Do you know what I mean?
So why would I want to treat him?
But I don't think I could fully give up sperm donation for anyone.
To be quite frank with you, I hope you, I mean, you should give it up. But at the same time, I also hope that you don't find a woman. To be honest with you, I don't think any woman deserves to be with somebody that is as calculated, that is as sly, that is as manipulative, among so many other things. Really and truly, if this man ever decides to leave the donor world, he needs to go and seek therapy first before he even touches a relationship. Because if anything, whoever he ends up in a relationship with, he's going to traumatize the hell out of that person because of just the way he is. Points and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Controlling in negative ways rather than in positive ways. Ugh. So really and truly, if he ever leaves that donor world, which really and truly should leave, therapy is 1000% key first before he goes in a relationship with somebody else. But if he doesn't have therapy first, the person he's going to end up in a relationship with, that person's going to need therapy. Tell me otherwise. But nonetheless, though, let's move on to the next couple.
I was literally joking. I don't want to have a threesome with her and her cousin.
Yeah, that joke was so funny. It so did not offend her. It so did not kill her self-esteem. It so did not make her feel disgusted because your joke was funny. We continue.
Saying that just so I can convince myself that I'm happy.
Why you have to lie to yourself? Why you have to lie to me?
I want to be in a relationship. I want to get married and have kids. And I feel like I'm having to shrink myself into this little bitty box just so I can.
I mean, listen, that was a good question to begin with. Why did you lie to yourself? Why so desperate? I mean, it's good to see that she finally got to a point where she realized that this wasn't going to work. You know, that this man isn't going to give her the things that she desires and wants in this life. But why so desperate? Why? That's something that she really has to that's something that she really needs to think about before even entering another relationship. Because if she can't conquer that part of her life, then the next relationship has a chance of just being as bad. And when I say just as bad, I'm not talking about the man wanting threesomes. I'm talking about how the man is just going to basically he's going to treat her with disrespect rather than with respect. So yeah, that's something that she definitely needs to think about, you know, before entering another relationship, because boy, right now she's doing herself no favors. But hey, let's continue.
He has made me feel like I am nothing to him.
And to be fair, she should look into why he's done that. I feel like sometimes people focus more on what somebody has done to them rather than why that person did it to them. And that's not something that you can ask that person. They don't have the answer for you. It's something that you have to reflect on yourself and be like, okay, hold on a minute. What about me put myself in a position where somebody could disrespect me this way? Could look at me like the way they did and feel comfortable enough to treat me the way they did? What about me gives that energy off? The moment that you figure that out, well, hopefully things should get better. Or at least your respect for yourself will get better, and therefore you start to project that out yourself in particular. Generally speaking, when people treat you with disrespect, usually because they see something in you that makes them feel as if you don't even respect yourself enough yet. And to be real, the fact that he broke up with you twice, you still came back to him, well, yeah.
Alex and I have been broken up a couple of times, but always was on my side.
And because of that, it is now completely different. And that's how he knows it's now over. But it's crazy because when he said that, I sat there and I said to myself, so clearly each time you've broken up with her, it's been nothing but a game to you. Because he said it feels different. So that means whenever he broke up with her, he was being tactical. He was trying to manipulate her, you know, trying to be like, okay, well, if you don't give me what I want, we're going to break up. Because he knew she'd always come back. But this time he knows because she's doing it, coming back, yeah, the chances of that happening, very, very slim.
Be better and be with you.
Every time you feel like I'm pulling away from you, you want to be on your best behavior. And then when you feel like you have me again, you're back to doing the same stuff you were doing before.
Scumbag behavior. That's why she's right to pull away from him. She's right to walk away from him and right to now never go back to him. If she was to go back to him, yeah, I would say you need to go and get your self-worth checked on. Mm-hmm.
And I was able to learn that I don't have to settle for anyone. Okay.
And I hope that's going to be a lifelong lesson that she's never going to forget. Never have to settle for anyone. No matter what in life, people should always respect themselves. No matter what in life, people should always have their boundaries. No matter what in life, people should never be in a position where somebody makes them feel less than. Everybody should always be in a position where somebody makes them feel equal, you know, makes them feel important, you know, makes them feel valuable. That's the grand scheme of it. But here's the thing though, the energy that we give out is the energy we're going to receive. If we give out energy as if we don't really respect ourselves because of the things that we may say or the things that we may do, well, guess what? People are more likely to treat you in that way. You see what I'm saying? Some people may seek to help you, but others may seek to take advantage of that vulnerability of yourself. So that's why it's important to overcome these type of things, you know, when it comes to yourself, before you interact with other people in relationships, as well as also friendships. People always wonder why people treat them the way they treat them. focus on what you can do differently about yourself, what you're projecting out, rather on why that person's doing it. Because even if they tell you, then what? You focus on yourself, it means you get your own answers. And when you get your own answers, it means you then be able to fix the problem. But at the same time, sometimes you may have to ask the person what it is or certain things. So therefore, at least he can put you on the right path of what you need to think about, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, though, let's move on to the next couple.
But I do want to know that you'll sign this prenup to give me the confidence I need to make this leap of faith.
I'm gonna to sign her.
She's gonna sign the prenup, so she says.
I tell him I do it because I don't want to fight anymore. But honestly, I don't know if you're gonna to sign. Him don't comes right back to Colombia. I don't sign the prenup.
The lack of honesty in their relationship continues to prevail. Oh my goodness gracious me. Why do these two say things that they don't mean? Things that they may not even stick to? Why is there always a little stipulation in the freaking contract? Why can't they just be 100% transparent? Like, come on.
I don't think Madeleine believes that I'm coming right back. And the truth is, unless one of my businesses hits, they find a remote opportunity.
And then we've got the fact that he's also now saying, you know I told her I'm coming back, and to be fair though, she expects him to be back in a week, to be honest with you. When he said 2 weeks, she was having a little bit of a panic attack. What do you mean? What? Come back now. I don't know why people put themselves in these positions, to be honest with you. You know, what is the benefit? What is the benefit of putting yourself in positions where nothing is truthful? Everything is just a lie.
It's going to be hard to come back, but I will do everything I can not to disappoint her.
He will do everything he can to not disappoint her. I mean, listen, I keep it a buck. To be honest with you, these two should just break up. It's just that simple. Don't come back. Literally go back to the States and realize that you're a clown. She's a clown. You don't match. You know what I mean? Your whole relationship the whole foundation of your relationship is based on just nonsense. You know what I mean? You got so many cracks in there. It's freaking mad. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, let's keep it simple. You two are just not meant for each other. No matter how much work they do, if you ask me personally, I don't see them ever improving, because the beginning of the season compared to the end of the season, we started off with him talking about how he doesn't believe that she even loves him unconditionally for the most part because of his money. We've now ended the season with him literally sitting there saying, oh, no, with both of them literally lying to each other. Yes, I'll give her a prenup, but in secret, I don't know if I'm going to give it to you. Yes, I'm going to come back in a week, but in secret, I don't know because I don't have a job. What a way to end the season for them two. If these two are still together now, that's crazy. But anyway, let's move on to the last couple.
Transforming herself to be more feminine permanently and through surgeries is harder for me to accept. I know I'm attracted to her and her male body, but if Aaliyah got reassignment surgery, how does that affect our relationship?
Nah, F that. That's not even the question. The question is, why are you here still? Why are you still here in this relationship? It's evident that this relationship is not going to work for you moving forward. So why are you still involved? Why have you not left? Like,
person that I need to be, and maybe some of her choices will make me have to reevaluate if we're meant to be.
I don't know how her choices right now aren't put you in that position. I don't know how her choices still put you in a position where you thought it'd be a good idea to propose.
My biggest fear is that Sean will have feelings for someone else and break up the relationship with me. But I have to trust that he will listen to me and take my concerns to his heart.
So obviously with these two, again, just to be fair, just the same as Madeline and Luke, you know, start the season one way, but then they've ended the season in ways that just have, they don't even have a foundation anymore. It's evident that Douglas is gone. Sean loves Douglas, but Douglas is gone. Aaliyah's here. Aaliyah's going to keep evolving. And there is even a point where he even speaks about how, you know, what happens if she actually gets the full surgery down below too? Then what? That is the inevitable. It is the inevitable. Why is a 50+ man forcing himself to stay in a relationship with somebody that's like so much younger than him when he could just allow that person to go off, find themselves, do what they're going to do, and then find someone who's actually going to be 1000% happy with the fact that they want to be with Aaliyah, rather than sticking around as this 50+ old man as if you haven't got life experience on how relationships work. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter how old people are on this show. Everybody just seems to lack freaking brain cells for the most part. It's bizarre to me. Absolutely bizarre to me. Oh, listen. Imagine telling a grown-ass man, guess what, buddy? Your relationship is not going to work. And you know it, but for some reason you're still sticking around for whatever purposes. If these two are still together to this day, I'm confused. Unless there's something that we don't know about their relationship, you know what I mean? Unless there's something that we don't know about him. Maybe he likes to be with someone who's trans, but he's just not saying it. But that's not it. Nonetheless though, the season of 90 Day Fiancé Paradise has finally come to an end. And I am so happy. This season, I've got to say, has been one of the worst seasons of 90 Day Fiancé Paradise. Yeah, Love in Paradise. It's been one of the worst seasons, to be honest with you. I do feel like the production team had to do a lot of surgery with their editing to just try and give this season some oomph of entertainment, which even that was barely the bare minimum. It's really and truly these couples that we've experienced this season. The thing that I would say that I have noticed that they all have in common is that none of them have displayed any form of love apart from, I would say maybe apart from Alex, because you could see that she obviously had emotions towards Adriano, but that's very minimum. So really and truly, this season itself in particular, there's been no identification from any of these couples of actually genuine connection, of actually loving that person, whatever. If anything, we've gone through a season where we've got one guy who's a sperm donor and an absolute freaking creep. Then we've got another guy who is literally somebody who basically bought his underage girlfriend, fiance, if you ask me personally, right? And then we got this dude here who's acting as if he was just born freaking last night. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, we've then got an Italian dude that was just hell-bent on a threesome, and an American woman who was just hell-bent on just wanting him to love her. Damn, this season's been freaking terrible. It's been quite disgusting, to be honest with you. Ugh. The characters have all had very concerning issues. You know? Like, you talk about this guy here, Sean, right? An elderly man seeking to be with a younger person from Brazil who doesn't even want to be a man anymore. Ugh. Not because that person doesn't want to be a man anymore, but because he's an older person, he should know better. Ugh. Adriano, who wants to find a woman who's going to give him threesomes, even though it's not realistic. Ugh. A sperm donor guy, which I say less. You know? Who did I forget? Who's the other one again? Oh yeah, and then a 30-year-old man who literally went to another country to find a girl who was underage because he thought he was trying, you know, because he basically wanted to buy her. And then complains that he feels like he's in a teenage relationship because she's a teenager, 19, you moron. Anyway, rant over. Just had to put it out there. This season has been the worst season I've ever seen of 90 Day as a whole, to be honest with you. And that's saying a lot because even Happily Ever After right now is a freaking shambolic. But this one right here is just freaking they need to do better. They need to do better. And if any of the couples who have watched this season, are watching this video right now, and you're offended by what I just said, good. Do better. Do better. Your relationship was shambolic. Sham-freaking-bolic. Wasting my time. Anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.